Hi, this is Jen, and I'm talking about my new venture, Business Model Canvas. I'm going to start over here with my customer segments, if I can. Here we go. So, for whom are we creating value? Who are our most important customers? And what kind of platform? I decided that I had a multi-sided platform for my new venture. Just to remind you, it is a organization that helps to restore historic theaters. So I decided that my customers were one, the current owners of out-of-service theaters, and two, the interested parties who wish to rehabilitate the theaters. When I was trying to decide who my most important customers were, I decided that both of the segments are pretty equally important because without one, we can't really have the other. Both are needed for the theater projects to um, be complete or come to fruition. So now looking at our value propositions for this, I decided on um, three value propositions: customization, accessibility, and usability. For customization, my organization helps the customer segments to customize the plans related to the theater, um, keeping in mind that every theater will come with a unique situation. So, for instance, the owner of the theater may not actually be interested in selling. He may be interested in being involved in the project to restore the theater and then renting out the theater after and continuing to be the owner. Or she might want to sell the theater, so we would need to come up with a plan for how that would work for her. Um, or the organization coming in may um, want to be a partner with another organization, may want to be a presenting organization, or it could be a theater coming in, a theater group coming in. So every situation will be unique. So we would have to work with that. For accessibility, the organization would help the segments gain access to different tools and materials and the manpower. And I also said the legal assistance and funding sources that are needed in the process of restoring the theater. So we would help our customers gain access to those things that they need. And then for the usability, I said that we would sort of be functioning as a consulting firm, so I think that that sort of helps with the usability of the restoration project or the process. Moving on to channels. Going through the channel phases, I sort of laid that out here. For our awareness, how we raise our awareness about our company's products and service. I said the internet and other sources such as journals and magazines that are specific to the performing arts world. And I also think that we would be making personal phone calls or visits to theater owners to sort of get them interested in partnering with us on a project or getting involved with us so that we could help them um, do something more meaningful with this space that they own that isn't being used. For evaluation, um, I said that we would probably provide a lot of information on past projects that have been successful for us. Of course, we'd have to have a few successful projects first. And for our purchase, um, because each of our products is unique, the terms of the purchase would also have to be unique and negotiated. So I think that a unique contract would have to come with each project, and it would have to be something that we'd work out with the parties involved. For delivery, I think we would discuss the unique contract, and then we would have to we would have to figure out how our value propositions would be part of the plan of action in restoring the theater. Um, and for after our sales, I think that Part of the initial contract would actually kind of be how our organization would remain involved with the theater and the organization that has taken it over for a specified amount of time after the project is finished. And this could sort of help to ensure that the business that takes over the theater will, the strategic plan that we've helped them with will be implemented, and also to help facilitate the success of the venue. Moving on to revenue streams. So, whoopsie, a little bit too far. There we go. I said that we would have brokerage fees for our revenue stream, as in we would act as a consulting firm. I think I said that before, and sort of mediate between the two customer segments that are involved, as well as the customers and the contractors needed for the restoration. I think this would constitute as 100% of our revenue stream, but I'm not exactly sure. I think that this part was a little tough for me because I'm not 100% sure how it would work yet. I also think that we would have dynamic pricing, and it would have to do with negotiation because every theater project comes with a unique set of circumstances. The fee would be negotiated based on those circumstances and how much the services, the nature of the services that the customer would need from us. Our key resources. Okay, so first of all, our key resources for our value propositions. We would need human, financial, and intellectual. For human resources, we need employees to serve as representatives and intermediaries. Financial, we need help to finance the restoration project. And intellectual, we would need people, or we would have to be ourselves experts in the field of building restoration projects. For our distribution channels, we'd need human in order to contact our prospective customers, financial resources to fund advertising. For our customer relations, I think we would need human resources as employees to create relationships with our customers. And then for our revenue streams, we would need human resources to negotiate the terms, intellectual resources to understand the legal side of things as well as the full extent of what the project would entail, and financial resources that would, we would have to have funds plan to put plans into motion in the end, and then that would result in our payout. Key activities. Okay, so once again, for our value propositions, I said we would need production, problem solving, and networking. For production, creating a high quality product, which would be the restored theater, that's our outcome. Problem solving, we would need a customized plan for that product, and for networking, providing accessibility to resources for our customers, so the people they would need to go to like government officials they might need to talk to if they're starting a building project, or funding sources, or the contractors they would need to get in touch with in order to have the building restored. For distribution channels, network and getting the word out to the arts world about what we do. Customer relationships, network as serving as an intermediary between customers and contractors. And revenue streams, production, we would need to facilitate the making of a high quality product in order to be paid in full. Key partners. So thinking on who our key partners would be here. I said we would be driven by optimization and economy of scale, as well as acquisition of particular resources and activities. Since we're sort of serving as the middleman, or I said the makers of the big picture, we need partners to get all the smaller aspects of the restoration done. So our key partners would be our clients. Um, these projects are something that we care about, and as part of the contract will exist with our name attached to them. This theater restoration made possible by New Venture, because I haven't given it a name yet. Contractors. It takes a lot of manpower to restore a theater, so of course we would need people like engineers, plumbers, electricians, anyone who would be involved in the actual restoration. I also said lawyers because there will be some legal issues to attend to regarding the sale of the property. Um, and other things, anytime you have anything with the building, I don't know, zoning issues and this and that. Community officials for where projects are located. We would be looking to the community for additional funding sources. And last but not least, our cost structure. I think this organization would fall somewhere in the middle between cost and value driven, leaning a bit more toward cost, because we would need to be able to find a cost-effective way for creating our product, which would be these theaters. But at the same time, we really are looking to have a high quality theater, and also a customizable product. I think we would be dealing mostly in fixed costs, and because our I think that each service that we are offering, even though we are negotiating what services will be needed, I think each of them will have a fixed cost for either the service or the amount of time needed for us to be involved. And I think that our human resources would cost the most, because hiring employees to interface with clients, as well as contracting the building experts needed for the restoration projects, that all will be, those people will need paychecks. So that will be a large cost for us. And I think production is most expensive for us, as it will entail hiring manpower and buying materials. And I think we'll need to provide at least some of the funding for those aspects. We'll work to get funding for them for the specific projects, but I think that we would sort of need to shell out some to get the ball rolling. So this is the canvas for my new venture. All right, I needed to add a little more to this. I forgot about my extra canvassing. So let me go back and do that for my new venture. So I wanted to talk about environmental costs and social costs to begin with. For environmental costs for my new venture, of course, construction work will have to take place on the theater that can have a effect on the area around the theater and where the theater is. Any business or organization creates a carbon footprint, and we would want to ideally make our carbon footprint as small as we can. And an old building will take more work to be made green, which is actually often required in states or in new building projects. So our social costs: the reopening of a theater could revitalize the neighborhood if it is not a very nice one. This is usually considered a good thing, if but it does not serve the community well if gentrification occurs. So we don't really want that to happen. We would rather have it serve the community that already exists there well. For environmental benefits, if the project revitalizes the neighborhood, that would be very nice for the surrounding area. If new owners or tenants of the building run a green organization, this could also be an environmental benefit. And the newly opened theater will bring more business to the community and help boost the economy. Social benefits, it's an outlet for arts entertainment, a link to the community's history,